Bang bang, he shut me down, bang bang. I hit the ground, bang bang. Shut me down, bang bang. Jeez Louise, dude. It's Wednesday, March 24th, ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another so-so production, dude. It's Wednesday hump way. We're halfway through the week and it's been another week, dude. It's been another week. We're doing it. We're kicking butt, keeping an optimistic attitude about lifey, dude. Smiling so the world smiles back at us, even though there's sometimes things that are going on, and we'll talk about the things that are going on here and again, and whatever, man. And it's just I want to let you guys know that everything is a-okay. That we're in this together and we got each other's backs, man. If you're tuning in for the first time, thank you for joining us. If you've been a long time listener and viewer, again, thank you very much for your support. If you like these videos, go ahead and like the buttons on whether it's YouTube or Instagram. The like buttons, I'm talking about those buttons, dude. And subscribe as well, follow me, and also support your boy on Patreon, dude. Support your boy on Patreon. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get a sip of this bad boy coffee and we'll get right into it. Pick a lane, dude. Pick a lane, they said. Pick a lane, pick a lane, pick a lane. You pick a lane, dog. You pick a lane. If you like a lane so much, you pick a lane. Pick a lane. I don't even know a lane. Who's this a lane, dude? Always talking about a lane, a lane, a lane. Pick a lane. I don't know a lane. I'm not too fond of a lane, dude. You know what I mean? Like, you seem to be talking about a lane all the time. You pick a lane. You pick a lane. Or something, dude. No, but it's good to eventually pick a lane. Doesn't have to be a lane though, you know what I mean? Just whatever it is that you're doing, pick that and just go at it full force. And that's what I'm trying to do, man. Just trying to pick a lane and go full force or something. But we'll make sense of it together, and it's that's life, man. It's a journey, and we all need each other. We all need each other, and it's man, oh man. I mean, what do I want to talk to you guys about? A lot's been going on, man. I mean, we've had a couple of things that I want to talk to you guys about. It's been weird, but I'm trying to, like, make sense of it, like all you guys, trying to be optimistic as possible. And it's, I guess, issues of gun violence, right? That's kind of been, we've been hearing in Colorado. We recently had the shooting, and a little while ago we just had the shooting. I think it was in Georgia. I think it was the massage parlors. A lot of people losing their lives due to gun violence, or I don't even know if we should call it gun violence. That's why I'm talking about it, you guys. A lot of people are losing their lives due to acts of violence. You know what I mean? And it's gets to all of us. You know what I mean? Because it's already like COVID times. It's already hard enough as it is on everybody, and it's heartbreaking when you hear and see news of violence against other people. And it's how do you deal with it? For one, man, I'll tell you one thing: these guns are way too reliable. They're always firing on time. That's one concern. We should definitely, and like the bullets too, we should throw in a few blank bullets whenever you're giving anybody ammunition. Just, you never know. You should always, 1 in 5 guns should definitely backfire. 1 in 5 guns should backfire. Another 1 in 5 guns should also be like a fugazi, bro. Be a fugazi gun. Look the part, act the part, but don't actually don't act the part. Sound the part, but don't act the part. You know what I mean? You go pew pew, and all of a sudden a little flag comes out and just says bang bang. He shot me down, bang bang. I hit the floor, bang bang. Or you could have other ones, so we got 1 in 5 guns backfiring. You got 1 in 5 guns, so that's 2 of them we're knocking down. 1 in 5 guns will come out with a flag that says bang bang. Another gun could squirt water, bang bang. That could also be a remedy. What else? Maybe we should sell the guns, but make sure people make their own bullets. Or what if you wanted to get a gun, you had to make your own gun? And yeah, the technology is just way too advanced right now. What if we were to reduce the technology? And what if we go back to like muskets? You know what I mean? Or take it even further back, I've talked about this before. What if we just go about living life with bow and arrows, dude? Bow and arrows, dog. You know what I'm talking about? Just like, pew. So to reduce the deaths, or like make it a fair playing ground or something, dude. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just trying to come out with remedies, you guys. Just like you guys, I don't know what to do. You know, when I was younger, I'd get emotional. I remember when I was in high school and I used to hear about gun violence, I'm like, well, it just makes sense. Of course, dude, just ban all guns. Just ban all guns, dude. And, you know, you age a little bit, you get a little bit more exposure to life, and you learn a little bit. Not that I'm still learning and growing as I'm going along, but yeah, I find that banning guns or outlawing guns is probably not the route. Whenever you make anything, it'll be just like the fight on drugs, right? Or anything else. Anything you make illegal will just make it accessible to the public through the black market. You know what I mean? It's not that it's going to stop people from getting it. Is it going to make it a little bit more difficult? Sure. Is that going to deter some? Absolutely. But are there still going to be people going out there buying guns or other weapons and committing heinous acts of crime against their fellow men and women, their brothers and sisters? Absolutely. So what is the solution? What is the solution? What do we do with the guns, you guys? I mean, I would definitely honestly, I would definitely like a little bit more. There should definitely be more done towards the background checks when you're getting your guns. It should definitely, like this recent one that the person, I believe, killed 10 people. I think he got the gun like 6 days prior or something. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's quickly, people can get access to these things and quickly they can, go ahead and use them in any way, shape, or form. I think there definitely needs to be a longer period of assessing someone's ability to, handle a firearm. I think there should definitely be some sort of schooling or some sort of a course that should be mandatory. As, if you want to drive a car, you go get a license, you practice a little bit. You're not even allowed to, here in Canada, in Toronto at least, we've got the G1, the G2, and then your full level license with it, which is your G license. So initially you can only do the written test, and you can start to practice driving with somebody who's got a full G license beside you. And over a little period of time, you'll have to work your way up into getting that full level license. And by that time, hopefully you would have accumulated a little bit of experience, a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of respect for the vehicle, and a little bit of respect for yourself and other people who are using these essential tools. And guns are like that too. It needs to be, I don't think it should be just, I don't know how it is, but from what I gather, from what I see and hear and read, it's very easy for peeps to be getting guns down in the US. From what I hear and from what I read and from what I see. I may be under the wrong impression, but I don't think it's too difficult for anybody to get a gun in the US. Here in Canada, we got a little bit more, I guess, rules and regulations maybe or something. And you guys are dealing with a larger population, dude. You guys are dealing with a larger population as well, so it's going to always be proportionately larger compared to us. But are there ways we could, I don't think we can ever get rid of any sort of crime. I don't think that's trying to get, I think we can try to achieve some sort of a balanced society and some sort of equilibrium, but we're never going to get utopia where everybody's just walking around, or maybe we will, I don't know. So you know what I mean? Just bring it on. Brave New World or something, dude. My point is that, I don't know what my point is. It's emotional because I'm trying to as a newbie in the game, I don't even if here's the thing, man. If comedy was a body part and I'm trying to look at it anatomically and locate where I'm at, I'm probably right at the asshole part of it, just beginning to work my way up little by little. So, and I'm okay with that. That's fine. But it's I find sometimes that I want to just be coming in here and just hitting you guys with a few jokes that I think I've worked on, or I don't even know, dude. I want to be bringing laughs and jokes, but sometimes we get hit with this, that, and the other, and it's just it's constant negative news, and I don't even know what happens after a while. There's a part of me that definitely, there's that humanity aspect of things that just touches you. You're oh man, I can't believe other people, they were just going around in a supermarket to do their shopping in the middle of a pandemic. everybody's been, and then that's their last day. That's their last day, and you know how many people's lives get impacted by those types of heinous acts. Like we had a similar situation in Toronto a few years ago. I'm sure all you guys here in Toronto remember. Maybe some of you guys worldwide heard about it. We had the van attack, and we try to, like, you know, I don't know what the solution is. For me, it was always like, I don't think it's just purely like psychological or it's just individual. There's definitely an aspect of that where these individuals are having some sort of a psychological breakdown or meltdown where they're not really comprehending the consequences of their actions, when they're not really, and that's not to, I'm not bringing up excuses or nothing. What I'm actually trying to say is that yes, there's definitely that like personal level of responsibility that everybody should be held accountable to, but there's also, I think, for me, I've always been interested in the societal factors, and because these things happen repeatedly and you know, in the same, it's like, you know, they keep on, it's like the same thing being repeated. You know how long back, I was just like reading up on a little bit, just to do a little bit of, I guess, refresher for my own sake, looking at the Columbine shootings back in '99. You know what I mean? Like, there's historically, we've had so many of these events happen, and the more and more it happens, the more we see it and hear about it, and the less that takes effect to impact it in a positive manner, we just end up getting desynthesized towards it. You know what I mean? We become numb towards it. It's like by now, a lot of us have, like, throughout the years, we've been watching on news and on the media just images of war, of famine, of atrocities just going around the world. And it's at this point, it's like, I hope we're at that, I think we're just, you know, trying to stay positive about things. I think we're at that point of in history where a large portion of the human population is waking up to these realities, and hopefully together we can work to remedy them somehow. And my way of, you know, doing whatever, living, experiencing everything, this, that, and the other, and I've still got so much to learn, and I've still got so much, you know, I think maturing and growing to do, and learning, and just, you know, trying to refine myself. Like everybody has, I think, to a certain degree, a little bit of responsibility to do that kind of stuff. But overall, one of the things that I'm trying to do is tackle things both in my personal life and in larger society with just a pinch of humor or laughter. And again, like, I'm at the bottom of the, you know, I'm at the asshole, dude. I'm right at the asshole, just like trying to work my way up with my wee little steps. And hopefully one day, you know, I can look back and be like, cool, man, you've made progress. And I think I am making progress little by little, but man, it's whatever. This isn't, yeah, forget about, not gonna get into my feelings today. Honestly, it's my heart goes out, man. My heart goes out to everybody, all the families that have been impacted, and it impacts me. It impacts all of us. I can't say that I'm, you know, when it's just like COVID times or what, when there's something that's been, you know, it's been normalized for you, you can kind of even take that on the chin and move on. But when certain things keep happening, and it's just like, man, you feel for people, because this could have been anybody. This could have been the van attack that happened in Toronto, that happened at a major intersection that I happen across, that I know thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people cross on a regular basis through that intersection, whether they're pedestrians, cyclists, or just driving by. So similar stuff happens, and it freaks you out. It's stuff like this happens, and then we as a society just get more fear instilled in us. And I don't want us to acting irrationally and, you know, just jumping to extreme measures in order to fix a societal problem. You know, again, like, maybe using phrases like you've heard, maybe, you know, it's just a few bad apples here and there. Maybe that's the case. Maybe sometimes it is just a few bad apples, but maybe sometimes societal pressures, and I'm not trying to excuse anybody's behavior, but I'm just trying to say maybe the way sometimes society's structured, it maybe creates a atmosphere where you have more acts of violence or crime or acts of hate. And I know recently, I know I've been hearing and reading a lot of news and there's been a rise of, acts of violence against Asian Americans. It's people. So there's so many things going on. There's a little bit of tension between, but I don't think the mass media helps sometimes by trying to, without actually like digging into things. Maybe it's, and that's the thing, has there been hate crime against Asian Americans? Absolutely. We've seen the videos sometimes popping up. We do hear stories, and I don't. Yeah, I'm at a loss sometimes because like I see us. I want to be able to see us as just all humans. We're all made of bones, flesh, and blood, and we're all made of that human spirit. We all look a little bit different here and there, but like in essence, we're all the same. So I don't like scapegoating groups. I don't like pointing fingers to anybody. I like us to be working together, and I think for the most part we are. But sometimes what I was trying to say is maybe society sometimes creates a place where people feel disenfranchised. Maybe, and I think that's the case for a certain number of people. Especially when you look at groups who, everybody I think to a certain degree battles with some sort of mental illness or some mental health concerns in their lifetimes. But imagine you know, you've got some of those mental health concerns and you're also impoverished. You're also, you're in a place of poverty. You don't have a safe household. You don't have a good couple of parents to watch over you. You don't have, breakfast every morning before you go to school. These things all impact a child's upbringing and how their personality is going to be formed, what they think about themselves, what they think about other people. It's important that we have households that are filled with love and joy and parents that are happy and successful so they can teach that and provide that for their kids as well. You don't want a household that's filled with parents who are constantly fighting or bickering or are under a lot of financial distress so that they're out there doing this, that, and the other, and then all of a sudden they end up neglecting the most important thing they were trying to hustle and grind for in the first place, which is the family. So a lot of things I believe are societal. Here's the thing, when I talk about my personal issues, the only thing that I'm hoping to achieve is to hopefully lessen the stigma of these things so that other people talk about it. And I don't think anybody should be feeling alone out there. I think everybody should be doing things that are helping themselves. I've been journaling for the longest time. Journal, talk to a friend, talk to a therapist, talk to somebody if you're having issues. But we need to all help in recreating that sense of community. We need to all come together, and my heart goes out to all the families who've lost their loved ones in the recent weeks due to the random acts of violence. But again, if we look at it societally, if we look at it throughout history, maybe it's not so random. Maybe we can reduce it at least if we were. And again, I think we're doing good things. I want to stay optimistic because overall, in the grand scheme of things, you guys, in the grand scheme of things, right now, despite all the nonsense that's going on in the world, right now is the best time to be alive. Overall, the amount of technology that we've got, the amount of resources and access to resources that we've got, the overall amount of safety is bonkers, dude. This kind of stuff, and it's heartbreaking because you never hear stories of positive events happening. You never hear about positive interactions between police force and the public. You never hear of just fun stories or anything like that. It's always just perpetual repetition of negativity, and I wonder what that does to the psyche. I believe I'm sure there's studies. I have not looked into it myself yet. Maybe that's something I'll dig into, but I encourage you guys to look into it as well, especially folks who are everybody should be aware, man. I definitely think it's like, what I mean? The whole point of like history is to learn it so that we don't repeat it, but it's at the same time, a part of that repetition in my mind is always like, are we really learning from history? I mean, all these movies about, war. We glorify and romanticize war. It's so I don't know because like at the there's I don't know what the answer is. If you're not if you're non-violent, peeps be looking at you and be like, "Oh, you're soft." If you're too soft, then sometimes you might get taken advantage of. So there's that fine balance, right? Honestly, one thing that I think would help all of us, I think going back to like restructuring some parts of schooling, we definitely need more resources, but I think part of the schooling curriculum should be maybe teaching kids some sort of martial arts like jujitsu or I'm not an expert in any of these things, but we should have some sort of a meeting or decide some sort of martial arts should be incorporating into kids' curriculums just because, it's good for everybody to learn how to protect themselves. It's good for everybody to be healthy and active and how to use their bodies. And imagine you raise a society where all the kids learn how to, defend themselves, fight for themselves, and with that knowledge, maybe this is, I don't know, maybe that'll help in one shape or form unify us and teach our kids that, with power comes responsibility, and that essentially everybody's able to, in one shape or form, dominate one another. So it's best to not be in that mindset of, oh, I want to be dominant, I want to be the alpha dog or the alpha female dog or whatever, you know what I mean? It's just like always like, I've never fallen into those things. I don't want to ever fall into those things. Oh, I got this type of energy, I got that type, or when I enter a room, it's gonna be this or it's gonna be that. It's just like, I'm just gonna do me, dude. I'm not, whatever. Like, my lane is the lane that I create for myself, and my path is the path that I'm trying to create for myself. And I think we should equip each other with ample resources to go ahead and be self-sufficient individuals to the fullest degree, but we should also have that backing of, societal structures and social services like schooling, like, education, like housing, like affordable cost and access to food, so on and so forth. Certainly, the police department, the fire department, certain things I think should be provided for us through our tax money. Not just I'm not asking for freebies, dude. We should be paying taxes and they should be allocated accordingly to our social needs. We've got all the amenities, we got all the resources. It's literally now is the time of refinement. I think in this next 10 years, if we globally get together and I don't know, yeah, that's the thing. We need to work together as a global unit. It doesn't make sense to, yes, I'm here in Canada, I rep my country, I'm here for, North America and US and, those Judeo-Christian values that all of us hold, most of us hold dear and true to ourselves, and, notions of freedom and individuality. And I think, it's important that everybody maintains aspects of their culture. I think it's important that everybody feels included, and I think it's important that we provide a space for everybody's voices to be heard. Because I think when people don't feel like they're heard, or when people don't feel like they can associate with any particular group, this is the type of atmosphere that leads to people feeling marginalized, or they feel like a pariah, or they feel like they just don't belong and that they're not normal, or that society's not normal, or that something is just folks who be dealing with mental health concerns, if you've got issues like, and I'm not an expert, I'm not even going to say like this, that, and the other. If you're dealing with mental health concerns, and most of us are to some degree, you should be getting all the help in the world, whether that's through, again, writing down in your journal, going and seeing a therapist, exercising on a regular, finding some things that you're passionate about, having hobbies, having different people should be learning how to occupy themselves in a positive manner. That's what it is. It's just like, we're humans, and that's a gift and it's a blessing. And a lot of us have everything within us, but I think it's, again, the societal pressures that are put on us that drive us sometimes to madness. And I'm not saying these things to take away the responsibility of the individual, but I'm just saying marginalized groups, disenfranchised groups, and you can find this in every realm, in every society, are going to be more prone to acting out violently or inhumanely, because if you've been treated, and if you have the, yeah, it's a common, for me, I think it's a combination of nurture and nature and nurture, you know what I mean? I think everybody's got, I think when we're born, we're definitely born blank slates. I don't think there are any evil babies. That's not the way I view the world. I don't think there are any evil babies. Like when we come to this planet, I don't think when we're born in our infancy stages, I don't think anybody is evil or has got like even the capability of notions. How I find that hard to believe. My judgment and my logic and common sense tells me that hate and acts of crime and violence and racism and sexism and bigotry and xenophobia of any kind, these are all acts that are societally taught, and it's taught in different institutions. That institution sometimes may be the family institution, sometimes it may be the educational system, sometimes may be the governments that are overseeing everything. So it's like, do we have the capability to be better? Heck yeah, we have the capability to be a lot better. I think we're just, sometimes shooting ourselves and each other in the foot by assisting ourselves to maybe, have access to a lot of negative things as well. And that's the thing, when people find that they're hopeless or maybe out of options, they resort to, extreme acts. But that's the thing, I don't want anybody out there thinking that their situation is unique, and I'm a huge believer of the individual and uniqueness and identity and having your own voice and opinion and doing things with, and putting a little bit of your flavor on whatever it is that you're doing. But at the end of the day, our population is constantly growing. We've had people live on this planet for thousands of years. There are millions of us, you guys. There's 8 billion people right now crawling on this earth. Even if you were to be and that's the thing, that's why I kind of don't even believe in, like, I don't want anybody having victimized mentalities. I don't want anybody thinking they're minorities, because in one shape or form, we're all going to be minorities. And it's like, where do we take responsibility? You know what I mean? Even if each and every one of us connects with at least 1% of the population, that's like 70 or 80 other million people that are walking around this earth that you have things in common with. And it's up to you to take the chances and time to get to know them and find them. And I'm sure we've even got way more in common, but I'm just, if I hope that comes across what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that we all got a lot more in common, despite the fact that we have our little tiny differences here and there. And I think just more inclusion, more talks, and again, for me, I think two things that have helped me try to heal myself, and I'm hoping to use those two things to try to maybe in one shape or form help others heal. And if it works, super. My intention is to be helping, and I think those two things are love and humor. And I'm just trying my best, dude. I hope I made you guys laugh during these during this time. And if it didn't make you laugh, I hope I raised some points that, are worth thinking about at least, or something. I don't know, dude. I'm gonna be back here, you guys. I'll definitely be back here like every week. We're kicking butt, taking names. It's been a weird times, you guys. I want to just send everybody positive thoughts and positive vibes, and we'll get through this. We'll get through this and other events and whatever it is. We'll get through life together, you guys. I love you. Thank you all for your love and support. If, again, you like these videos, go ahead and like on Instagram and on YouTube, and follow your boy on Patreon and support me there as well. We're a little tiny family, helping each other out, trying to grow and learn together, boys and girls. Kicking butt, taking names. I love you. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys back here on Friday and on Saturday for the Patreon episode. Love you, boys and girls, ladies and gents. Peace out.